I am Emma Thompson, a financial officer at Westwood Financial Group, one of the leading firms in New York. For the past 5 years, I have devoted all my life and time to helping the company achieve great achievements. I not only do my job well but also support my colleagues, contribute architectural ideas to important projects and take on many social responsibility tasks. From the moment I entered the company, I set a clear goal for myself, to become a financial director within 5 years. I do not work, study the latest market trends and attend courses to improve my skills. In important competitions, I always try to give sharp analysis, helping the company make accurate decisions. My colleagues and superiors also recognize my efforts and abilities. Westwood Financial Group is a competitive environment, where only the truly talented can advance. However, I believe that my hard work and contributions would be recognized. The company director, James Carter, praised me many times and only thought about a promotion opportunity in the future. That made me more determined to work and prove my ability. For me, the position of CFO was not just a position but also a worthy achievement after years of continuous efforts. But I did not expect that a shock was waiting ahead. After years of dedication to Westwood Financial Group, I believed my efforts would pay off. I was known throughout the company as a hardworking, dedicated, and capable employee. So when the board of directors announced that they would be adding a new CFO, I was filled with anticipation. I had spent the entire week preparing for the announcement, certain that I would be named. The meeting was held in an unimportant space with the entire executive team present. I sat there, my heart pounding but full of hope. When Director James Carter stepped up to the podium, he began by praising the growth of the company and the contributions of the employees. I felt a mixture of excitement and pride as I heard the successes I had helped build. But then, the moment of resolution I had been waiting for turned into the most shocking moment of my career. The name given was not mine, but Lucas Morgan, a colleague whom I had never considered a rival. Lucas was a capable employee, but he had only joined the company for 3 years, while I had devoted my entire year to him. I sat quietly, trying to maintain my composure, but inside I felt bitterness, disappointment, and even shock. After the exam, I tried to find an explanation from James Carter. I wanted to know why I was not selected, even though my achievements were superior to Lucas's. But his answer was just polite words. Emma, you are a great employee, but the leadership has considered many factors. Lucas has quality products that fit the company's direction at this time. Those words could not reach me. I knew clearly that behind this choice there must be something that I did not fully understand. The feeling of betrayal made me unable to continue working as before. From a person who was always full of enthusiasm, I began to feel depressed and lost faith in the company that I once considered a second home. Every day when I came to the office, I asked myself, what am I still doing here? The atmosphere around me became stifling when I realized that some colleagues looked at me with hurt eyes, and Lucas acted as if he had never considered me a competitor. I began to ask questions that I had never thought of before. Did I say that when I believed that hard work would be recognized? Was it true that in this environment, ability was not the deciding factor but also internal relationships and politics? The feeling of injustice gradually grew inside me, and for the first time, I thought about leaving Westwood Financial Group, a place that I once believed I would be attached to for a long time. But I could not decide right away, because a part of me still wanted to find out the truth behind my sudden decision. In the days after Lucas Morgan's promotion, I couldn't focus on work the way I used to. Every time I walked into the office, I felt like everyone was staring at me, some hurt, others just curious. Even though no one said it, I knew what they were thinking. The right Emma should be chosen. I tried to maintain a calm exterior, continuing to work as if nothing had happened, but deep inside, a feeling of dissatisfaction and disappointment grew. I no longer had the drive to contribute as before. Projects I had once been passionate about were now obligations. Races I had once enthusiastically participated in now left me feeling exhausted. I began to question my value to the company. One day, while reviewing the main documents of a major project, I discovered something surprising. A large account had been mysteriously adjusted between investments. At first, I thought it was just a small mistake, but as I dug deeper, I realized that this anomaly was not random. Someone had tried to cover it up. My gut told me that this might be the real reason behind the leader's promotion decision. Lucas Morgan might not just be a capable employee, but he might have some kind of relationship with someone in power within the company. I didn't want to jump to conclusions, but what I discovered couldn't be ignored. I spent the weekend digging deeper, collecting evidence, and double-checking every number. The deeper I dug, the more disturbing the picture became. There were signs of financial manipulation. Some investment accounts were being diverted in a subtle way to benefit a small group within the company. And what surprised me the most was that Lucas Morgan seemed to be involved in these transactions. I faced a crucial decision: stay silent and continue working as a regular employee, or stand up and expose the truth. If I spoke up, I could lose everything: my career, my reputation, even my current position. But if I did nothing, I would forever live with suspicion and a sense of injustice. This thought kept me up at night. I remembered why I joined Westwood Financial Group in the first place. I always believed in transparency, in the value of honest effort. If I couldn't do this again, it would not only affect me but many others. On Monday morning, I walked into the office with a new mindset. I knew I needed to act, but I had to be serious. Before I spoke up, I needed to gather enough evidence and find someone I could trust to help me expose the truth. And I also knew that, from this moment on, my real fight would begin. I knew that even if I wanted to expose the truth, I couldn't act like a golden soul. One wrong move could cost me everything. So I spent the next few days gathering more evidence, vetting each document, and looking for an ally within the company, someone who could help me bring this up in a light-hearted way without being shut down in the first place. After much thought, I decided to seek out Daniel Carter, a veteran of the Internal Audit Department. Daniel had a reputation for honesty and integrity that I trusted more than anyone else in the company. I met him at a coffee shop after work and presented my findings. Daniel was cautious at first, but as I showed him evidence of surprising financial transactions, his face grew fatter and fatter. "Emma, are you sure about this?" Daniel asked, his voice dropping. "The numbers have been double-checked. This is not a random error. Someone is deliberately manipulating the finances." I replied, maintaining my confidence. Daniel pondered for a long time, then nodded. "That's it, but we need more than this. If we want to expose the truth, we need irrefutable evidence." We came up with a plan of action. In the following days, Daniel and I secretly collected more data, tracked down the shady transactions, and looked for any signs that could indicate who was behind all this. The deeper we dug, the more we realized the severity of the problem. It wasn't just Lucas Morgan who was involved in this work, but a group of people in the leadership. I could sense the danger approaching. One evening, when I left the office, I found a black car parked nearby. as if it was following me. My instincts told me I had attracted the attention of those behind the work. But instead of fear, it only strengthened my resolve. Finally, after weeks of preparation, Daniel and I had irrefutable evidence. We decided to submit all the data to the parent corporation's senior audit committee. It was a risky move, but it was also the only hope of simply unfairly disclosing this. One morning, I received an email from the CEO of the corporation, asking Daniel and me to attend an emergency meeting. I knew that these would be the defining moments that either we would succeed in the ultimate glory, or everything we had worked so hard for would fall apart. When I entered the showroom, Lucas Morgan was already there, his eyes cold on me. But this time, I no longer felt fear or resentment. I knew that I was doing the right thing, and no matter what the outcome, I would have no regrets. The emergency meeting was in a tense atmosphere. As I walked in, all eyes turned to Daniel and me. Lucas Morgan sat at the head of the table, his eyes dim. But I didn't let that get to me. I had gone too far to back down. The CEO of the group, Mr. Richard Davenport, opened the meeting in a serious tone. We have received your report on the major offenders in the company. I want to hear it directly from you. Present it. I looked at Daniel, who nodded for me to begin. I took a deep breath, trying to keep my voice golden neck. Over the past few months, we have discovered unusual transactions in the company's financial system. Large sums of money were transferred without clear records, fake contracts were signed to consolidate the embezzled money. After a thorough investigation, we discovered that Lucas Morgan and some high-ranking officials were involved in this service. The room was silent, only a few pages from the documents that Daniel and I had just presented. The CEO frowned as he looked at the evidence, while Lucas Morgan kept a calm expression, but I could see his hands tighten. Daniel continued. We have collected evidence from bank transactions, contracts, and all internal emails to prove that there is a network of corruption operating in the company. If it is not handled immediately, the consequences will be very serious. Lucas finally spoke, his voice calm but filled with fierce anger. These are baseless warriors. You two are just subordinates. What right do you have to conclude that I am involved? I looked straight at the warrior, unwavering. We don't have baseless forces. Everyone has evidence that points to the truth. If he thinks we are wrong, then join an independent audit investigation. All the rooms were in chaos. The CEO looked at me and then turned to Lucas. He was silent for a long time before declaring, "We will conduct a formal investigation. If what you two said is true, those responsible will have to bear the consequences." Lucas suddenly stood up, trying to defend himself, but at this moment, all eyes were on him with suspicion. I knew that I was at a disadvantage. After the meeting, Daniel and I left the room, feeling relaxed but still tense. The battle is not over, but at least we have won an important victory. The truth has come to light. A week later, the internal investigation officially received our forces as correct. Lucas Morgan and his accomplices were assigned to operate and face the law to report. Standing in front of the office window, I looked out at the vast city, feeling a sense of pride. I stood up to fight for the truth, and that was worth more than anything else. After the formal treatment was over, the results were widely publicized within the company. Lucas Morgan and his accomplices were forced to work and face serious legal consequences. The atmosphere in the company became certain, gossip, surprised looks, and even relief when justice was served. Daniel and I became the center of attention. Many colleagues came to thank us for standing up and exposing the truth, protecting the company's integrity. However, not everyone supported us. Some remained skeptical or worried about the company's future after this embarrassment. CEO Richard Davenport had a private meeting with us. He looked at me with more respect than before. "The company needs people like you too, daring to fight for transparency and fairness. I hope you too will continue to accompany the company during this restructuring period." His proposal made me think a lot. I have gone through a full ordeal, from doubting my actions, to fear, to determination to find the truth. Now, I have the opportunity to continue to contribute or find a new direction. Daniel looked at me, smiling slightly. "Whatever you decide, I will always support you." I took a deep breath, feeling the future open before me. This is not just the end, but also a new beginning.